Just in time. Hey, everybody. We're watching the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I had to get this live stream on because I didn't want to miss it, and I'm not there. But, wow. Well, anyway. So, welcome to breakfast. Oh, so, there he is.
I'm grateful to the Hall voters and humbled to join the 2022 class and 29 former 49ers who preceded me. I proudly wore gold throughout my career. I'll cherish this jacket for the rest of my life. Today, for me, is about faith, football, and family. My wife, Kristen, and I met at Notre Dame. We've been together 31 years. And what a journey. 6 kids, careers, injuries, life-altering losses. Kristen, my partner in all things, co-heir in Christ. You embody much of what this jacket and this day represents. Sacrifice, selflessness, integrity. I love you so much. 5 of our children, Kai, Kennedy, Bryce, Camille, and Bo, are here. They're tight-knit. You should see our family's text thread, which we call Fam Bam. Kids, I admire your courage, determination, maturity, and resilience. You inspire me to be the best version of myself. I'm proud to be your dad. I love you. My father, Tommy, is here with his wife, Charlotte. He served the Army, Peace Corps, his church, and 38 years for Ford Motor Company. Dad, thanks for sharing your wisdom, planting the spiritual seed, living humbly, and showing me the meaning of hard work. I love you. To my older brothers, my biggest cheerleaders, I'm proud of our bond and your bravery. Tim, your recovery from cancer. Carlos, your service in Operation Desert Storm. I love you both. Our mother, Alice, passed away in 2020. She had an innate sweetness, warm smile, and her own unspoken love language, cooking for family friends and successfully overcoming personal challenges. Mom, I think of you often, and I hope you are smiling today. I love you. Our extended family and friends have been a constant, comforting presence in my life. I wish time permitted me to name you all. My love for you runs deep. Thank you. I deeply respect our game and want to thank some of the many who supported me along the way. Although I thought I'd make a fine fullback, my high school coaches at Bloom in Chicago Heights, they put me where I belong, in the trenches. At Notre Dame, Blue Hawks preach trust, care, and commitment. Team over individual. We over me. Aaron Taylor, my college teammate, became much more. My best man, brother for life. I was fortunate to be drafted by and play for the 49ers, a championship organization led by competitive, compassionate owners. Today, Candy, John, Denise, Jed, thank you for all the love, kindness, and generosity you've shown. I was fortunate to work with strong coaches. George Seifert challenged me to elevate my play. So did Steve Mariucci, who kept us focused during playoff seasons and the rebuild. Position coaches Dwayne Board and Dan Quinn were honest, fair, and supported me in good times and bad. There isn't
on the coach the
time today to properly honor teammates. Someone sitting here feet away. All I say for now is I never, ever wanted to let you down. Thank you.
Steve Young.
My opponents,
Yeah, yes.
most respect. been a lot to learn
Jerry?
that several offensive linemen I faced over the years spoke up for my candidacy. Thank you so much. Finally, the 49er faithful. Let's win another Super Bowl. Football also brought adversity. During a November 1998 game, as you just saw, versus the Giants, my right leg was badly broken. There were complications. I could have lost my leg. I fought back, playing another 9 seasons. But while dealing with the injury, Kristen was pregnant with Kai. She knew it at the time. Rather than being cared for, Kristen was caring for me. My vulnerability and loss of control were disorienting. I learned some things about trusting God, living without accepting help. We passed the test, but another loom.
Accepting help.
Yeah.
And right.
5 of our children. Now I like to let me meet Kobe.
Yep.
Born in August 2001, Kobe loved life. He had an infectious smile, many interests, including football. He was a
Hey, Dave,
kid.
how you doing?
In fall 2014, when he was 13, Kobe started having headaches. A CAT scan revealed a brain tumor. Kai had just had knee surgery and deserved our full attention, but our focus and hers shifted to Kobe. 5 days later, surgeons removed the tumor and told us it was cancer.
Yeah.
Kobe was back at school 8 days later. His spirits were good. He had the heart of a lion. My injury seemed trivial. Knowing radiation would weaken him, doctors told Kobe to give up football. It absolutely broke his heart. He turned the page and focused on basketball. The treatments were hard. Kobe showed immense courage. He felt good for months. We really were hopeful. The following October, Kobe said, "Dad, I have a headache." The cancer was back.
Oh, no.
Doctors tried immunotherapy, but it had spread too far too fast. Kobe sensed where things were heading and had questions. He didn't fear death as much as the process of dying. Would it be painful? Would he be remembered? We assured Kobe we keep his memory alive and continue speaking his name. On October 11, 2016, God called Kobe home.
Wow.
Kobe. You live on in our hearts. We will always speak your name. Noted writer, author Brooks compares us to a grove of aspen trees with a single root system. That's you too, Brooks writes. You're not a tree. You're part of a vast root system, and you need to cultivate your system. Not just look out for your tree. I stand here thanks to my root system. My wife, family, and friends, teammates, my football brothers, the University of Notre Dame and the 49ers, coaches who saw potential and honed it, doctors, trainers, spiritual mentors, and our church and school community. And above all, a gracious God. I'll close with some lessons I've learned along the way. From my pain, I found purpose. Letting someone grab my hand is as important as reaching for theirs. In an isolated world, personal connections matter more than ever. I keep my gaze on Christ and pour myself into good works, including the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. And I've learned to trust God's plan and timing, not mine.
Yeah.
And this my 10th year of eligibility, I entered the Hall as a member of this 2022. It was Kobe's favorite number. Thank you.
Spiritual, heartbreaking, inspirational, and young. BY, now in the HOF here in Canton. We'll be back with more in a moment.
Raiders. Cliff Branch is next. Woo! Ah! Woo!
You can schedule service in just a few clicks. It's so easy. And more customers today are relying on their cars' advanced safety features, like automatic emergency braking and lane departure warning. That's why our recalibration service is state of the art. We recalibrate your vehicle's camera so you can still count on those safety features. All right, we're all finished. Thank you so much. Thank you. Don't wait. Schedule now.
Safe like repair, safe like replace.
This pepperoni was carefully placed by hand by a pizza maker at Papa John's. Just like this one, and that one over there. Ooh, and even these in the crust. Get yourself the new epic pepperoni stuffed crust pizza, only at Papa John's.
Hey, happy anniversary, Dave.
X-Tap, the total support pouch.
If Dave Compton has announced it is his and his wife's 11th wedding anniversary. Dave, congratulations to you and your lovely wife. There you go.
Right. I'm trending so hard that hashtag common sense can't keep up.
This is going to get tens and tens of views. But if you don't have the right auto insurance coverage, you could be left to pay for this yourself.
Get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem for a whole lot less.
I'm a maniac, check my drawers. I'm a close friend, I'm much fresher than before. Yeah. I'm a maniac, check my drawers.
One scoop of Gain Flings and you'll be a Gainiac too. The only detergent with Oxy Boost and Febreze. Bye-bye, tough odors. Try new Gain Odor Defense.
Your shipping manager left to find themselves, leaving you lost. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Indeed Instant Match instantly delivers quality candidates matching your job description. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
Yeah, Cliff Branch. Cliff Branch is next.
First accepted at 99% of places in the U.S.
Rise and shine with GMFB.
What's bringing us in town?
Get your morning started with football, friends, and a whole lot of fun. Holy click.
See you tomorrow, fam.
Good Morning Football, Monday at 7 on NFL Network.
Football is back, and it all kicks off with the preseason on NFL Network. With familiar faces getting fresh starts and the next generation just starting out. It all begins Thursday, live on NFL Network.
That was beautiful, Steve. I don't know how anybody could keep it together. He couldn't. I know you couldn't. I couldn't. That was remarkable, that speech from Brian. He knows one thing, Rich. Shoulder strength and coming back from a devastating injury, but losing a son, a teenage son, and dealing with that and showing strength to your wife and your kids, your other kids, and your friends and family. He's a remarkable person, and that's why he's here.
Yeah, remarkable. That was touching. It was emotional. And you never know what somebody's enduring or going through in their personal life, as well as balancing, trying to get back on the football field, overcoming a devastating injury. I told BY when he was going in, that I learned so much from him just by watching him and, being the same class as he was. But just the guy he is, man. Words, you can't really describe who he is as a person. And, what he means to football and, being a family, man. He's an incredible man.
Did you meet him at the combine? Did you meet him when you guys were going through things?
Well, I knew him at Notre Dame. I mean, we played against him at Notre Dame. So I knew this man,
I bet.
for 4 years. So I knew who he was. Of course, he was a forced in.
That's true.
And then we came in the same class. So I've been knowing him for a while.
That was beautiful. That was one of the most poignant, heartbreaking, uplifting, spiritual speeches I've heard here in Great job. Just beautiful. We've got 2 more inductees. Let's go back to the stage.
Can I call you back? Cliff Branch is about to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. I'll call you back.
Okay. You know what's coming.
Yeah.
Now it's time for
The Raiders!
He played all 14 seasons for the Silver and Black. Cliff Branch. And he played every one of them one way. Fast. My longtime TV partner at ESPN, Tom Jackson, used to say, there's just a few guys who came into the league fast and left the league fast. And the first name that he always mentioned was Cliff Branch. And Tom ought to know he played against him about over 24 times. Number 21 joined a team full of future Hall of Famers, as we found out, as the 4th round pick out of Colorado back in 1972. But by the time this world-class NCAA sprinter became a starter for the Raiders in 1974, he was as big a threat as any of them. Now that year, you have to remember, before they changed most of the pass defense rules, he led the league with over 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns. 1976, he led the league in touchdown catches again, as well as 1976, 24.2 yards a catch. Hello, 24.2. He was the common thread to the Raiders' 3 Super Bowl championship teams in 76, in 80, and in 83. Super Bowl 15 against Philadelphia, 2 touchdown catches. Super Bowl 18 against Washington, another touchdown catch. Earlier that year against the defending champion Washington, he caught a 99-yard touchdown pass from Jim Plunkett. When he retired in 1985, his totals in 22 playoff games, 73 catches, 1,300 yards, were both NFL records. I think you get the picture. It's a shame that not enough folks got this picture in time. Sadly, we lost Cliff 3 years ago, right around this time. To present it today, the sister Elaine Anderson and the owner of the Raiders and a great friend of Cliff's, Mark Davis.
Cliff Branch carved the blazing path to a Hall of Fame career. The legendary deep threat first starred in track before finding a new avenue for his prodigious talents.
Cliff began playing football in junior high school. He was recruited for the football team simply because they discovered that he could run.
He was just this small little thing that could run like a deer. In his first couple of years, he couldn't catch a football. But over the years, Cliff became one of the most respected wide receivers in professional football.
By his 3rd NFL season, his dominance was on full display. In 1974, he finished with 60 catches, a league-leading 13 touchdowns, and a first-team All-Pro nod, all while leading the Raiders to an AFC title game berth.
Cliff's playing style was the most dangerous person on the field.
Thank you.
General managers.
Oh, you're welcome, Dave,
coordinators,
by the way.
Defensive backs couldn't sleep the night before they played the Raiders.
That's what happens when you have a receiver like Branch.
While Branch evoked fear in the opposition, he was a dream come true for Raiders fans. In 1976, his career-high 1,111 receiving yards helped lay the foundation for a silver and black championship season.
Sure did.
What sticks out the most when Clipper played was in 1983, he ran 99 yards against the Washington Redskins.
That 99-yard touchdown epitomized what Cliff Branch was all about. Cliff Branch could go to the end zone from anywhere on the field.
He is right. He brought speed to the game. In fact, there was a poster that would be put up at every game. Speed kills.
Speed kills. 21 Branch.
Look at the picture of Cliff running into Cliff's corner with that ball.
Yep.
Above his head as he scored a touchdown. It was so apropos. Every team feared Cliff Branch. And that speed that he had.
He was feared, but above all, he was respected. Over 14 seasons, he earned 4 Pro Bowl selections, 3 first-team All-Pro nods, and most important of all, he helped solidify the Raiders' commitment to excellence with 3 Super Bowl championships. Branch passed away on August 3rd, 2019, just 2 days after his 71st birthday. While the football world lost one of the most incredible wide receivers to grace the sport, his memory will live on forever in the halls of Canton.
Cliff would be so excited about going into the Hall of Fame and joining all the Raider alumni that are already in there, and joining that family again.
We're so very proud of Clipper. That's as good as it gets. This is what he dreamed of. This is what he longed for.
I am honored and privileged to present my best friend, Clifford Branch, for enshrinement in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Cliff Branch for enshrinement into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Cliff's sister Elaine Anderson and Mark Davis.
Today I'm going to share an open letter with you, and I want to dedicate it to 2 of our other siblings, Cheryl and Ed. Today I share an open letter with you, written from my heart, thoughts put on paper, voiced by Clifford. When it is not in God's time, you cannot force it. When it is in God's time, you cannot stop it. Clifford was delayed, but not denied. The first thing I heard him say was, "Thank you, God." He never, ever gave up on his dream. The second thing I heard him say was, "Thank you, Mom and Dad. Thank you for everything." Today is bittersweet because we miss our beloved Clifford, and sweet because it is now history. I want to tell you, there's a sweet spirit in this place today. Our Clifford, number 21, would not miss his enshrinement for nothing. He longed for this day, and 21 is seated front and center with Al Davis and John Madden. Hello, Worthing High School in Houston, Texas, Sunnyside. Clifford was great out of Sunnyside, Robinson edition, where it all began. Thank you, Worthing, class of 1967, and the Worthing Alumni Association, who continue to keep his memory alive. Lest I forget the band who marched in the parade this morning. Good job. And now for some special shout-outs to Clifford's special friends who were there for every achievement and award. You know who you are. Thank you. Thank you to Wharton Junior College at the University of Colorado and to Coach Bonson for being present today. Clifford was drafted by the Oakland Raiders, and when this occurred, his blood turned silver and black.
Hey!
It was Al Davis who said, "The fire that
Mark's
burns
mom.
brightest is the will to win." Clifford was born with the will to win. Thanks to Al Davis and John Madden, who treated Clifford like family.
Jim Plunkett.
To his BFF, Mark Davis, and Mark's mother, Carol, and also Coach Tom Flores. Thank you to the entire Raider organization. Thank you to the Raider fans. Oh, how he loved y'all. It was the fans. It was the fans who posted at every game, Speed Kills, number 21, Cliff Branch. Clifford loved that. Thank you to everyone who poured into Clifford, enabling him to be the best that he could be. And finally, the third thing he voiced to me. He said, "Elaine, don't forget to tell my children to be kind." This was so Clifford. He was kind. Last but not least, a special thanks to the Pro Football Hall of Fame Committee for selecting Clifford Branch. Wow, what a legacy he leaves. Today is perfect.
That was beautiful. A moment right there. As Cliff Branch is the latest Raider great to go in the Hall after 32 years of waiting. And now
Comes Dick Vermeer.
Brought to you by Kleenex. Dick Vermeer, the Eagle great, the UCLA great, the Ram great, the
About
Chiefs
time.
great. Just great all around. Family man, football man, Dick Vermeer when we come back.
Truly hard seltzer, now made with real fruit juice.
Yeah, Lester Hayes needs absolutely right. Lester Hayes needs to be next. That's right. Yep.
What if there was just a short place with lots of tough layers to get through? And even a separate secure place to keep your most important stuff private.
Wow, impressive.
If this is the kind of security you want, you can have it right here, in your phone.
Buffalo Wild Wings has deals on deals on deals. Like buy one, get one half off Wing Tuesdays, buy one, get one free Boneless Thursdays, and wing bundles from $9.99. Order now at BuffaloWildWings.com.
Do you want some more?
Wait till you see me on the downhill.
See you at home.
Enjoy fan safety at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
If you love fantasy sports, you have to check out Underdog Fantasy. Underdog users have already won over $100 million in prizes, and you could be next. Just go to UnderdogFantasy.com to get started.
Remember as a kid, if you could dream it, you could do it? Well, you still can. Now during the Ford Summer Supercharged sales event. And with great offers on select Ford vehicles. You'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So when the sun goes down, you'll just be getting started. Supercharge your summer today at your local Ford dealer.
Do you want to be a better investor? Public.com is an investing platform that helps you build, grow, and manage your portfolio easier than ever before. You can easily invest in stocks, ETFs, or crypto. Sign up and get up to $300 to invest on Public.com.
So, folks, we've got, I think, one more.
Congratulations to the winner of this year's Roselle Award for
Howard Katz.
Exceptional contributions to radio and television and professional football. The great Howard Katz, currently the Senior VP of Broadcasting and Media Operations for the NFL.
Yep.
He and his staff tirelessly work to put together the best NFL schedule possible. I'm thrilled to say that I've known Howard Katz ever since I started in this business, age 26. I was a sports center anchor. He was the EVP of production at ESPN, and I learned fast what he is all about. First class, first rate. Always cool, calm, collected, tells you straight to your face what you need to know, but sometimes you don't want to hear. And that's what makes him such a great person for his current role of telling the television partners which games they get, which games they don't get, and what times. He's also running in charge of NFL Films as well. Has been for years. Love that guy. So congratulations to Howard Katz.
Fantastic. Great guy. He has a lot on his plate.
Dick Vermeer. Yep. We're ready for the Dick Vermeer moment right here.
We're ready. Wait.
That's a nap. That's all you got.
I'm ready for Dick Vermeer.
Steve White interviewed him for our pre-enshrinement show and said, you know, you're going to make it through. People think you might not make it. I'm not going to make it through without trying. He's Dick Vermeer. Let's go to the stage. Here's Chris Berman, about to introduce the last enshrinee for the 2022 ceremony.
You say his name, and immediately everybody smiles. Dick Vermeer. See? Was I right? You get you. In recent years, Dick has been in the wine business, which is perfect, because as head coach in the National Football League, he turned water into wine. 1976, he was selected as coach in Philadelphia, because the one thing the team was not doing was fly, Eagles, fly. They had had a winning record the previous 9 seasons. Under Dick Vermeer, 1978, year number 3, the Eagles made the playoffs. Year 5, 1980, the Eagles made their first Super Bowl. After the strike year of 82, Dick retired from coaching for 14 years, spending part of it educating really all of us on TV during so many football Sundays. Then in 1997, the St. Louis Rams came calling, coming off 7 losing seasons. Year 3, 1999, they became the greatest show on turf, winning Super Bowl 34 behind a true American underdog at quarterback, Kurt Warner, and Hall of Famer, of course. Dick retired again, but after 1 year, he was lured across the Show-Me State to coach the Kansas City Chiefs. In year 3, 2003, they won the division at 13-3. See, water into wine. Finally, after 2005, a coaching career that began in 1959 and included, you forget, a Rose Bowl win coaching UCLA that came to a close, but not really. Today here in Canton, Dick Vermeer becomes a coach again in front of thousands of admirers here and tens of thousands of admirers everywhere else. To present him, the man who has been alongside him for so much of the ride, Carl Peterson.
I think besides all of the tangibles that Dick Vermeer brings to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He brings an idea of youthfulness and enthusiasm for every single day that he coached and he worked with players.
The energy and spirit of Dick Vermeer were fixtures in the league throughout his 15-year head coaching career. His accomplished tenure included 7 seasons in Philadelphia, 3 seasons in St. Louis, and 5 seasons in Kansas City, with a profound impact everywhere he went.
One thing I knew about Dick was his loyalty to the people around him, to his players, his coaches.
In 1976, Vermeer took on a daunting task. He became the head coach of an Eagles team that had not qualified for the postseason since 1960. Under his leadership, that would soon change. Always a man to march to his own beat, Vermeer took a 15-year NFL hiatus. He would remain close to the game, working as a college and NFL broadcaster. Then, in 1997, he became head coach of a Rams team in the midst of its own 7-year postseason dry spell.
He said, I want you to know that Kurt Warner is going to take us to where we want to go, the NFL championship. And I must tell you, I know in that locker room, there was nowhere near the conviction from those players. A lot of them were saying, who is Kurt Warner? But Dick had that faith in Kurt.
No substitute for explosion, now that's it. That faith was repaid and then some, with Warner and Vermeer teaming up for the greatest show on turf. A stunning 1999 Rams season that concluded with Super Bowl 34.
Yeah, I was there.
And as they say,
It's my first Super Bowl.
History, and he took them all the way to the World Championship and won it. Dick was capable of doing those things.
We won the Super Bowl, did we not? Huh? Did we win the Super Bowl?
After lifting the Lombardi Trophy,
Huh?
Vermeer would retire once more. Then, in 2001, came another NFL return.
It gives me great pleasure to quite candidly do something that I wanted to do 12 years ago.
This time, he would help the Chiefs in their own division title and postseason draft.
Never has it been more important to go to work. So offense, got to work. Defense, got to work. Special teams, let's go.
He has the distinguished honor of being named Coach of the Year in the high school, junior college, collegiate, and professional ranks. A serial winner and a consummate leader.
I consider the induction of Dick Vermeer into the Pro Football Hall of Fame as a culmination of a magnificent football coaching career. And obviously, I felt for a long time that Dick Vermeer was more than deserving of this. There won't be a better ambassador to the Pro Football Hall of Fame than Dick Vermeer. I'm honored and privileged to present my longtime friend and colleague, Dick Vermeer, for enshrinement into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Dick Vermeer for enshrinement into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Carl Peterson and John Shira.
You better
You bet Rams. You bet Chiefs. You bet Hillsdale High School. You bet Napa College. You bet UCLA. Thank you. Thank you very much. Carl Peterson, thank you for your presentation. Thank you for 48 years of consistent, loyal, personal, professional, and financial support. I love you, buddy, and you've been a main key and cog in my life for a long time. The other person was John Shira. Who knows John Shira anymore? Well, if you played back then, you would have known him. John Shire was the most valuable player in the Rose Bowl. January 1st, 1976, when we beat the number one team in the country, Ohio State, and Woody Hayes.
Yep.
Major upset.
Yep.
The reason I'm here today is because how well John Shire played that day, not because how bright I was as a football coach. He played lights out. I was fortunate enough to bring him back later, make a safety out of him. Because I needed his support. I needed him covering my back. So Johnny, thank you very much. Hall of Fame class of 22. What an honor! What an honor to share this stage, this honor with you. Unbelievable. Bill McPherson, love you, Mr. Bryant. Your coach. He worked for me at UCLA and Philadelphia. He loved you. He predicted you would be here. So thank you guys for sharing the 2022 class. Thank you, Hall of Famers. Thank you, Hall of Famers. There's a couple guys in here I'm not too excited about. Cliff Harris, Keith Prepley is out there somewhere looking for you, okay? But anyway, thank you. You know, I've been fortunate in my career to have had the opportunity to coach 10 Hall of Fame football players as a head coach. 5 Hall of Fame players as an assistant coach. Coach and work with 3 NFL Hall of Fame coaches in George Allen. Okay, in George Allen. And Sid Gilman. Sid Gilman. And the great Bill Walsh. Unbelievable. I've had the opportunity to coach against 12 head football coaches that are already in the Hall of Fame. Many have kicked my butt many times. But I'm so gracious because they provided me an example and an opportunity to learn from them. I learned from my players. Many people said to me, Coach, you impact players. It's the other way around. Players impact me. Players impact me. Last night, sitting up behind me was Mike Jones. If Mike Jones doesn't make the tackle on the last play of the Super Bowl,
yep, I was there.
Nope. Players win games. It's our job to prepare them to get them ready to win games and share relationships and work ethics and everything else with them. So, yeah, I will forever be in debt. I will be forever in debt to all you people. And to be selected now as the 28th NFL head coach to be put in this position to accept a Hall of Fame honor as a football coach is an expectation I never, ever held high in my life at any time. 2 years ago, I started hearing rumors. And I said, well, maybe sometimes it'll happen. I don't know. But you know, I just never put myself in the same category of those other 27 coaches. So I am deeply in debt to so many contributors to my career. In fact, I'm so in debt to so many people. In the time that they allotted me to speak, I won't be able to cover all the bases adequately. But I know this. The first thank you has to go to Sal Palantonio, who presented me to the voting committee. Thank you, Sal. You obviously did an unbelievable job because the voters believed you. And I appreciate that. I do very much. Thank you to the advocates. I have advocates, owners, NFL head coaches, college coaches, NFL players, assistant coaches, Hall of Famers, Hillsdale High School kids. The great Dininger sitting out there. This guy, the back, Sal Palantonio. So, and I appreciate it very much, Sal. You must have done a hell of a job to put me up here today. Thank you. Thank you, Bill Wood. Bill Wood, like High School, 800 people down, 20 kids on our team. A high school football coach that initiated my thinking about wanting to become a high school football coach. Thank you, Napa College. Coach Paul
Napa
Layton,
College.
Brenda Folks, for providing me an opportunity to initiate my growth, both academically and athletically, and then sending me on to San Jose State as a walk-on. Thank you, Dr. Robert Brownson, Bob Titchnell, my 2 San Jose State football coaches, for seeing talent in me I didn't see in myself. Thank you, Hillsdale High School, Frank Collin, John Gilmer. Where's John? My assistant coach. He was my one assistant. 90 years old, drove across the United States to be here.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you to the players on those teams. Oh, my gosh. Where's my Hillsdale guys? Now, remember, here they are. I still call them kids. They're in their high 70s today, okay? My 2 starting guards, my offensive center, the quarterback, and running back, and the captain of the team is sitting back there from Hillsdale. Nice, guys. Give me a growl. All right, guys? Thank you for being here. What an honor. You know, thank you, George Allen. George Allen, for providing me my first opportunity to coach in the National Football League as the first special teams coach ever hired. Can you imagine being around George Allen, the kind of staff he had? Ted Marshall-Broda, Howard Snellenberger, unbelievable. George Allen, 71% career winning record. Only 2 coaches in the history of the league have more.
That's right.
Madden, okay, and the great Lombardi, that's only by 1%. Imagine the impact a man like George Allen can make on a young special teams coach. Thank you, Tommy Prothro, for bringing me back. Thank you, Tommy Prothro, for bringing me to UCLA to be your offensive coordinator. Okay, and then taking me back to the Rams to run your offense in 1971 and 72. I probably got him fired. He was a great football coach, but he thought I had enough experience.
This is why my mom never lets me cook. She's better at cooking than I am.
Thank heavens for Roman Gaber to be covered. I learned so much from Roman Gaber. Where's his son? Roman Jr., stand up. Where are you? Thank you for representing your dad. Roman couldn't come. Health reasons. Thank you for being here. But I learned so much from a lot of those players. And I hired one of them, Kenny Hyman. I told him, Kenny, when you get out of playing, and if I ever get a head coaching job, I'm bringing you with me. I appreciate Tom Mack. Where are you, Tommy? You were on that team. You helped me a lot as well. You remember how little I knew, don't you? Don't say yes. Thank you, Chuck Knox, for keeping me on the Rams staff to coach your running backs and special teams when you took over as head coach in 1973. Chuck Knox had a great way of communicating with people. He really did. He had great expressions and intensity. When he got mad, it's amazing how he could light up a meeting room. So thank you, Chuck Knox. And Shirley, I know you're watching today. I hope you're enjoying my Sauvignon Blanc. Thank you, J.D. Morgan, UCLA athletic, for bringing me back to UCLA as your head coach in 1974. Thank you, Bruin players and staff. You just saw one of them. Thank you for becoming a great football team the second year and upsetting the mighty Ohio State Buckeyes. If you don't do that, the ownership from the Philadelphia Eagles don't get on a plane right after the game, so help me God, it's the truth, and fly to Southern California, take up hotel rooms in the Beverly Hills, and start calling me and spend 4 days recruiting me to come and coach their football team in Philadelphia. If my football team at UCLA and my coaching staff doesn't do as good a job as they did then, I'm not standing here today. Thank you, Leonard Toes, owner.
Yeah.
Not here. Passed away many years.
Yep.
Thank you, Jimmy Murray, general manager. Not here for health reasons. His son, Jimmy. Where are you, Jimmy? Where's young Jimmy? Thank you for covering for your dad, buddy. Your dad knows how I feel about him, and let's hope he gets healthy enough to do these things himself one day and ahead of us. Yeah, you know, my coaching staff in Philadelphia, there's always 3 of them left. Okay, Lynn Stiles is here. Lynn, where are you?
Oh, yeah.
Lynn is here. God bless you. Lynn Stiles was with me at UCLA, Philadelphia, St. Louis Rams, and the Kansas City Chiefs. Thank you, Lynn Stiles. God bless you. Jerry Wamper is not here. Carl Peterson was the other assistant coach on that staff. Thank you, John Wooden. I took every opportunity I had to spend time with John Wooden. Yes, he's coaching basketball, but when you watch him practice, the intensity and the discipline and the structure was there of a great football practice and a great football coach. And it was so exciting. I learned so much from him.
That's not John Wooden. That's Ron Jaworski, folks.
Philosophy he implanted in me in conversation. I think about it all the time. One time I was complaining about the players we lost in recruiting. He said, sit down. I sit down. When John Wooden says sit down, you sit down. I sit down. He said, now listen, coach. Don't worry about those players who don't have. Just make sure you do a great job of making those who you have the best they could possibly be.
Right.
You know, and I've operated under that simple philosophy the rest of my coaching career. It is so simple. If someone used common sense, it is so true, so true. So, gosh darn it, thank you, John Wooden. Thank you, ABC, CBS, for bringing me into broadcasting when I wasn't smart enough to listen to people around me and telling me you better slow down. You can't keep doing what you're doing. I was so insecure. I could hear, but I wouldn't listen. I paid the price for it. Thank you, Carol. It's time to get your butt out of there. And I did. I'll tell you, I learned so much in broadcasting. Can you imagine having free access to a Don Shula practice meeting room? Tom Coughlin, one of the finest football coaches that ever coached a game. Tom Osborne, and be there and listen to them talk. Watch your coaches coach. Watch them put practice. Look at their game film. Oh, every week I learned something more for 14 years. Thank you to the broadcasters that sat next to me. 2 of them are here. Gary Bender, where are you, Gary? Thank you. Thank you for getting here. Thank you, Big Bella. Thank you. Roger Twyble, where are you, Roger? Thank you. We did a lot of games together, had a lot of fun. Brett Musburger could not be here, but he knows I love him, and I know he knows how much he contributed to this opportunity for me to be here.
Yep.
Thank you, Georgia Frontier.
Yay.
John Shaw and Jay Sigmund. Where's John Shaw? John Shaw, the president
of the Rams. Yeah, there he is.
Jay Sigmund, where are you? Stand up, Jay. Stand up. I want to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Can you imagine a president of an NFL football team today hiring somebody that had coached for 14 years? You talk about guts. John Shaw, I will forever be in debt for the decisions you made. It was just unbelievable. Thank you to my personnel department, led by Charlie Army and John Becker. Charlie couldn't be here today. He's got some illness in the family. But Charlie, you know how I feel about you. You provided me and my staff with so many good football players. Orlando Pace, all the guys, London. I mean, so many. Torrey Holt sitting out there, who will be a Hall of Famer soon. They did an unbelievable. My coaching staff, I give him credit all the time for being what was it, the fastest, the greatest show on turf. Mike March, stand up.
Mike March, stand the up, genius. Yeah.
Stand up. Woo. There's the orchestrator of the greatest show on turf right there. And the rest of the staff, Al Saunders, where are you, Al? All you guys, my Kansas City staff, stand up, be recognized. These are the guys. Thank you, Al. Thank you very much. Yeah. I was fortunate enough and smart enough to bring Al with me when I went to Kansas City. Great football coach, great human being. There's other coaches out there as well. They're unbelievable. I know this. Kevin Warren's out there. Now, President runs the Big Ten, guys. He runs the Big Ten. Kevin, thank you for
Warren.
keeping my guys out of trouble most of the time. Okay, most of the time. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there are other guys that are on that staff. You haven't heard me mention Wilbert Montgomery yet.
That's Kevin Warren, folks.
He's for me.
Yeah, there he is, Wilbert. Yeah.
For so much of the success we had in Philadelphia. I made a coach out of him when I went back into coaching. Wilbert, stand up. Wilbert Montgomery. Thank you, buddy. You know I love you. The players used to call him Wilbert Vermeer. Okay, so they knew I loved him. John Bunning is here. John both played for me and coached for me. John, where are you, buddy? Thank you for being. I don't know if you got through that party you guys put on last night or not. I hope you did. But there's a whole group of. There they are. Thank you, John. Thank you, all you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you, St. Louis fans. St. Louis Ram fans. Thank you. You proved you were more than just a baseball fan. You really did. Well, you got involved with our team. Thank you, Philadelphia Eagle fans. You know, I feel so close to you guys. I feel that I know each one of you personally. So thank you for being here as fans. Thank you, you fans at home that accept me as part of your community. Unbelievable. Thank you, Lamar Hunt and Norma. What the finest couple I think I've ever met in pro football. Unbelievable. Mark Hunt and Tavia, son and daughter-in-law came to be here last
Lamar
night
Hunt
to see me this morning.
died.
Thank
He
you
sent
for
me.
making that effort.
Lamar Hunt sent me a 3x5
Came Andy Reid and
to thank me for my Super Bowl presentation
in training camp.
when I was working for the city of Oakland.
Flew here
And
to say congratulations.
and I know
to
his
me
son Clark.
personally last
I
night.
saw him
I
here in
have
Atlanta.
never had
Yeah,
in my
they're
coaching
good
career
people.
a better display of respect for someone else in the profession that you were in than what Andy Reid did for me last night. It will always touch me. Thank you, Andy and Tammy. Okay, it was unbelievable. It just, Alan Wright, my equipment guy was with them as well. God darn it, you know, I just wish I had time to go through every one of them. Thank you, coaching staff. You know, my chief coaching staff was unbelievable. Mike Solari, Keith Rowan, and as like Al Saunders ran the offense. You know, someday they're going to start putting assistant coaches in the Hall of Fame. Mike Martz and Al Saunders will be in those classes. Outstanding. Not that the other coaches aren't of the same caliber, but thank you guys. They're wonderful guys. Frank Gans Sr. coached with me at the Rams. Probably the most complete football coach I ever worked with in every category of coaching. He is long gone, but God, did we lose a great person and a great coach. Unfortunately, his son Frank Gans Jr. was with us in Kansas City. I was so fortunate to have the opportunity to work with 3 great owners, 3 great administrative staff, 3 great personnel departments, and most importantly, 3 outstanding coaching staffs and players. Persons, I know, that's amazing. Persons that, you know, that just, they put everything else aside and put every responsibility they had in front of them and attacked it with great admiration and great intensity and concentration. What contributors? I'm very sorry to say there are several coaches and now some players that have passed on that I can't say thank you personally to. But I know many of their families are listening, maybe watching on television. Thank you for sharing your husband. Thank you for sharing your dad with me and making a contribution to me being standing or having the opportunity to stand here today. Unbelievable, unbelievable man. I saved my family for last because I knew if I started with them first, I wouldn't get to the rest of it. Okay. Thank you, Louie and Alice Vermeer and Calistoga. You talk about original good old-fashioned American people. My mother had the compassion of an angel. My dad was tough. He taught me hard work wasn't a form of punishment. He always said, and he loved football. If you live your life the way you learn to play football, everything will work out just fine for you. And I think most of us agree. Thank you, Louie and Alice Vermeer. Thank you, Sister Laura Vermeer Jamona. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you, brothers Al Vermeer. He's got 7 world championships rings himself. 6 of them NBA Chicago Bears strength coach. 1 with Bill Walsh, Super Bowl coach. Hell, they even named a high school football practice field after him. Congratulations, Alan. Thank you. Thank you, Stanley Vermeer. He couldn't be here today for health reasons. Thank you, Stan. Thank you, family, for covering for me and adding so much depth to my life when I was off coaching football teams and you were covering for my family responsibilities with mom and dad. You notice I didn't get into talking about a lot of other things that would make me cry, okay? But when I talk about Carol Vermeer, It ain't gonna work. I say this. Look at the players. Look at the coaches. I hope people see this. Carol Vermeer, as a football coach, has no equal. Never has, never will. Look at them. They know. They know. These guys up here know. She's fed most of them. She's counseled people in marriage problems. She's done it all. So thank you, Carol. I will all have 66 years. The only thing I ever put on
66
my body
years.
more important than this jacket was the wedding ring she gave me 66 years ago. Thank you. The grandchildren, Rick, Dave, Nancy, their spouses, my 11 grandchildren, 2 great-grandchildren. God bless you. And you know what I'm saying about Nanny. You know what I'm saying about Carol, your mother, your grandmother. She has no equal. She has no equal. And she doesn't like compliments. But everyone that's ever worked with me and coached with me and played for me know that what I'm saying is true. In closing, let me say I will forever be appreciative and grateful for this honor. And about the only thing that will make me feel a little better about me standing here as the 28th NFL Hall of Fame football coach is when I see Mike Holmgren come in, when I see Dan Reeves come in, when I see Marty Schottenheimer come in, when I see Mike Shanahan come in, when I see Tom Kaufman come in, when I see George Seifert come in, when I see Don Coryell come in. Because believe me, if I
Don Coryell,
so do they.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kansas City Chief people, Kansas City fans, the Kansas City people are the most passionate and compassionate combination of fans I've ever been around. They were so great to represent, and Lamar and all you people and Carl who brought me there. Thank all of you. Thank the Hall of Famers here. I see Tony sitting there, Mr. Rope sitting right here. You know how much smarter I got when Marshall Falk showed up in St. Louis? It's amazing how much better coach I became. But anyway, thank all you Hall of Famers. Harold Carmichael, where are you, buddy? Hey, we're hooked at the hip. Kurt Warner, his story is true. Where would I be without Kurt Warner? I wouldn't be standing here. So, gosh, thank you for the contributions all of you guys made. Isaac Bruce, he's in here already. Thank you for the contributions you made to my career and all the rest of you. God bless you.
And with that, the enshrinement ceremony in Canton, Ohio in 2022 comes to an end. We will review all of it for you, with you, right here on NFL Network when we come.
That was one big thank you. His whole speech. His whole speech was one big thank you. He must have set a record for thank yous. You know, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But that's true, though. I mean, but that's true, though. I mean, he would not have been there without all of those people that, in ways large and small, contributed to his success. But things that, but I mean, he pointed that out. Because he's the first to get up there and actually go over every person. He's not the first, but he did it in more detail. You know, that's the way he is, though. I mean, from seeing him from a distance, but knowing people that work with him for him. You know, that's the way he is. So, anyway, I have to note this, folks. My friend Diane, I have to call her. I put this up earlier, but her husband and my friend Michael J. Adone died of cancer today. After a long battle, she just called me. We watched a lot of Cal games together. So anyway, I just want to note that for the record. Anybody that had the pleasure of knowing Michael, did one thing: smile. He was a nice, mild-mannered, hilarious guy, and great father to his daughter. So, anyway, there you go. All right, folks. Congratulations to everybody. I didn't get the whole Hall of Fame because I thought it was going to start later, and I slept later because I needed the rest. And I want to thank those who said happy birthday earlier for my 60th birthday. And the best is yet to come, and we'll see everybody. And remember, subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark. Oh, and before I get out of here, there are a number of Raiders that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, but I also think another person that deserves to be in the Hall of Fame at some point is my longtime friend Mike Silver, because he's been a journalist in the league since I want to say 1993, and that's a long time. And he's started with a Marin IJ, and then because of his gift for schmoozing people at Super Bowl parties, he literally wormed his way into a job with Sports Illustrated and became their senior writer, and gave us some of the more memorable articles, like when he went out with Dennis Rodman that time, or he wrote this piece called "The White Tornado" that upset Al Davis, but it was for a good reason. And everybody was better because of it. And Mike is working with Bally's now, but I want to make absolutely certain that I'm putting it here, that he gets his due, because he never does. And so remember that name, folks. And also, Amy Trask is coming up. She's one of the semi-finalists. So she was the first female president or CEO of any sports organization. She was that for the Raiders. So with that, when Mom Dave says, can you send some of the breakfast to him, because I showed them what you made, and I and everybody was raving about it. So
Really?
yeah. So I said, I told everybody, I said, this is why my mom doesn't let me cook, because she's better at it than I am. So Hall of Fame accolades to my mother. And with that, folks, and congratulations to the class of 2022, and the great Raiders, Richard Seymour, one of them, and everybody else. So we're out of here. It's 12:02 in Oakland, in the West. All right, that ends this broadcast, folks. We'll see you later tonight. I'm going to come back and talk about some more things. Again, subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark OaklandNewsNowBlog.com. That ends this broadcast.